Alright, students, for the last video for this series, there may be one more later, but for now I just want to show you how to put images in a couple ways. I want to put an image that's going to be inside this container here. It's your bio photo, your profile image. You may have to scale it down a little bit. We're going to make it float either to the left or to the right. And then I want to put a great big image in the background. I took liberty to go find a great big image that I want to put in the background and make sure it's at least a couple thousand, at least 1,500 pixels in width if you want to have something that doesn't get pixelated. So let's start here. Let's look at the code, and you should have those images already saved in your images folder. If you want a background image, then slap that in your images folder. Prepare it in Photoshop first. Make it 72 pixels per inch and then at least 1,500, hopefully 2,000 pixels in width. That way it can fully cover the screen easily. So what I want to do is I'm going to start with the background image in the body. So up here at the body tag, we really haven't dealt with the body tag much, but I want to do two things to it. I want to insert an image, so I'm going to say background dash image, and that's the code. If I want an image in my wrapper, I'd say background image. If you want just a color, you'd say background color. But here's the key to this. When we want to locate an image, don't go to the word image in the prompts. Go to the very bottom where it says URL. Alright, we're going to click on that, and then you'll simply browse and you'll find your root folder and the images folder. Remember, these should be on your desktop. And I'm going to find this big image of just some grayscale clouds, just so there's a little bit of texture back there, and that's it. And yours should look just like this. If it says anything else besides the image folder and then the name of the file that you saved it, remember to save it in a practical manner. I just call it background clouds. When you mouse over this, it should give you a preview of it. All right. One other thing I want to do while we're here in the body tag, I want to say margin 0 pixels. That way I want to make sure that this cloud covers the entire window and doesn't have a little margin around it. Now, we want the cloud to cover the background and not tile. If a screen is really big, you've probably seen where it looks like wallpaper. There's an image, it just repeats, looks rather ugly. We want the cloud to cover the entire screen. So there's a way to do this. We're going to say background size cover, and I think this is right. I'll fix it if it's not. Background attachment fixed. And that keeps the background there fixed. It doesn't scroll with the page. It just always fills up the window. I may be forgetting one thing, but we'll try this first. So let's just look at it. Let's go over to design view. Well, look at there. By the way, we haven't talked about this yet. It looks like in design view, it looks like it's tiling. It looks kind of ugly. I zoomed out, by the way. I went Command minus to zoom out. But if I go to live view, and I'm going to zoom out again, let's see what's looking like. Yeah. I think that's going to be fine. Let me zoom in this way. Yeah, I think it's going to look fine. So you can see my window, as my window squeezes in, that picture in the background just kind of conforms to the size of it. So that's a good thing. So that did work. So do that with your code. Look at that background code again in the body. Add a background image and URL, not image. I'm going to put a little space here to keep it consistent right before each one of these. Background size cover, background attachment fixed, and margin 0 pixels. Now, we want to insert the image inside the content area. That's my headshot. And in your case, it would be your headshot. This is actually not going to be in the CSS. This is going to be down in the source code, or what we call the body. And it's going to be down here where the content is. So right here, after content, I'm going to insert an image. And the way to do this is go insert your cursor before the text, has to be before the text, right before the paragraph starts. Insert image. You go to the menu, insert image, and I'm going to go to my root folder, images folder, and I'm going to look for my image I created. And boom. Now, this is what the code looks like. It says image source, and it gives the address. It's in the images folder. The image is called Johnson Image PNG. Yours may be a JPEG. I don't know why I made it a PNG. It has the width. If you want to scale it, you can change it here in the code if you want to. Let's go to live view and see what happens. It looks just like that. Notice it's still following the padding, and it's all the way up to the top. That's fine. I want my text to float around this to the right, okay? So that it kind of wraps around this image so it doesn't look ugly. So let me go back to the code. We're going to have to insert something into the CSS. And that will be a new bit of code. So after the footer, right before the style, the CSS closes, we're going to add what's called an inline style. And we're going to say float left. Okay. Let's make two of them in case you want to have your, you might want to have your image floating to the right. So I'm going to call one float left and one float right. Okay, let's start with float left. I'm going to tell this image, I'm going to say float left. Now, if I want an image to float to the left and I want the text that's going to make it float to the left of the text, I also want a little padding on the right and the bottom, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, well, I'm actually going to give a little padding on the top. I'm going to say 10 pixels top, 10 pixels right, 10 pixels bottom, and I don't want any pixels on padding on the left. I think you'll understand why, because I want it to align with my other content that's in that container. If you put padding on the left and it's floating left, you'll notice that it looks indented. Now on the right, float right option, I want to do just the same, but then I have to edit it. Okay, so I'm going to say float right, and then 10 on the top is fine. I'm going to say 0 pixels on the right, 10 on the bottom, and then 10 on the left. We'll see how this works. So I've got two. By the way, we put a period. That means I can use this, assign this to any element. If I want something, a picture to float to the left or the right, or a button, or anything I create, I can add this to it, but I'll show you how you do this. So let's go to the live view first of all. We haven't done the float left. I've not done anything to this image yet, other than just sitting here before my text. I'm going to get out of live view because you can't design in live view. You can only kind of look at it and admire things. So let's go back to the regular view. I'm going to click on this. When I click on it, by the way, you can hold Shift and actually scale this image however you want to. Okay, I don't want it to go bigger than the original size. That was the original size because it'll get pixelated, so I'm going to leave it that size. But if you need to incrementally scale it a little bit, it doesn't hurt. Okay. All right, so now I've got that clicked. I need to open up the property bar. I go Window, and about 2/3 of the way down you see Properties. Window and Properties. And my bar appeared way up here at the top, or down at the bottom. If you'll see this little button right in the middle of the property bar, it says Class. What that is, a dot, float left, dot. This is now a class. You can see the two that I created. If you put dot pinochle, dot pickle, whatever in the code, it's going to show up here in my classes. So I want to say float left. And let's look up here and see what happened. See, my text wrapped around to the right of it. If I wanted to go back down here to the property bar and say float right, let's see what happened. It floated to the right. Now I can adjust the padding however I might want to do it, because that doesn't look really good, necessarily. So let me zoom back out so we can see this. We've got some weird, bizarre something going right down here. I'm not sure why. I'll get onto that later. I think I've got some kind of fixed size on something that I'm going to have to worry about later. But anyway, this is a good start. If you'll get a background image in and get your profile image in here, this will be a good place to be as we get ready to meet again together next time.